All right, we are going to set up our machine now to our particular height and our requirements because you're going to be doing this for a while. You want to make sure that you're very comfortable. So remember the 90-degree angle rule. We want our elbows to be bent at 90-degree angles, our body to be bent at a 90-degree angle, and our knees bent at a 90-degree angle. Make sure you're very comfortable. You want a really good chair. You want to get some extra lighting on the area where you're going to be quilting. You want your machine to be flush with the table. This is one of the important parts about doing machine quilting at your sewing machine is that if you can have this machine dropped lower than the table itself so that it's flush with the table, it makes it so much easier to quilt. Now, if you don't have that capability, you can purchase tables for your machine. They're already made for your machine. Investigate that. It's well worth the investment. If you do have to use one of those tables, what I would recommend that you do is also raise the level all around that table. So I would pile up a bunch of books that are matching that same height as that table that you've set up to the back side and to the left about a foot on either side, 2 feet on to the left of your machine and about a foot behind your machine so that you've got a large flat surface with which to work. You want to make this as big as possible. With this particular machine here, this is a wonderful product right here to use. It's called Quilt Glide. And it's like a silicone spray. So I spray it on all the surfaces and buff it up, and then it makes everything glide really nicely, and that's what you want. If you set up your other table with all those books, make sure they're the slippery kind of books. And then I would get my ironing board right beside me too, and I would put like a vinyl back tablecloth on there to get that kind of slippery so that everything is really smooth so nothing's going to catch on anything. Let's take a look at what we have for equipment to do machine quilting. The first thing that I'd like to show you is thread, because that's the biggie. We want to pick a couple of different threads right here to show you. We've got a regular machine quilting thread right here. Now, machine quilting thread is a 40 weight thread. It's a heavier weight thread. So usually we're piecing with a 50/3. Machine quilting thread is a 40/3. So that means it's a 40, the heaviness is a 40 weight and it's a 3 ply. I like to try all the different brands that are out there, and I would recommend you do the same, and you're going to find one that works best for your machine. Whenever we are quilting with the heavier weight threads, we also want to use a quilting needle or a jeans needle. Either one of these two types of needles will work well, and I like using the 90/14 size. You can use the smaller sizes if it's, if you're thinking it's going to make too big of a hole in your work. And again, test, test, test. I want to test every project before I start. So those are the types of needles that I would use with my regular cotton quilting thread.